Today at Rat and Cat, we're working here at the river cabin on some miscellaneous stuff and really working on the process of re-permitting a structure where the permit ran out. Hi, Nakia here on Rat and Cat, where we search for those who have gone missing so others can learn how to survive. We also look at wilderness living and lifestyle here, and that's what our goal here in this fixing up this cabin is trying to restore it, and so we can live here, live out in nature. And it's quite the process, working through the permitting process with getting an engineer, having the county go through all their steps. I haven't had a lot of time to work out here lately. Mainly I've just been clearing off the snow because we've got one big dump after another. So I have time to come out here, clear off the snow, and then go back and go to work and take care of the family and do all that stuff. Today my father-in-law came out here. He's helping me shovel off the deck, and I'm working on some latches. So I'm trying to put a handle into the access to the crawl space so it's easier to take on and off. I'm still working on one of the door locks and just clearing some snow. There's a railing I could get to that I need to get to. So just some miscellaneous stuff, but it's good to get out here and see the nature, enjoy all the snow. We've got a lot of it. Yeah.
Is this floor insulated underneath?
Nope. Yeah. French drains are on the edge, so there's not water under there.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, that's not something you need to do right away, probably, huh?
no. Well, for next winter, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, I'm kind of stuck on the bottom side until spring. And the roof till spring.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And I don't know if my battery's charged good enough. This needs to be drilled out a little bit bigger.
It keeps dying.
When you're looking at fixing up an old place that's been abandoned for a while, there's some things you have to consider. And one is, do you want to go up to code or not? And you could get fined if you're not, or if you're just building without a permit. In this case, they built with a permit in the early 80s, but so one of the issues is that with these, I think they're called stringers here, going across here, we're not going to be able to have vertical ventilation. And so we're pretty much stuck with foam, either spray foam or board foam. And the board foam is going to be about as expensive as the spray foam. Plus, it's just not thick enough for an R38 value of foam, which is what we need here. So, yeah. We could fur out the walls, all the walls, bring out further to get a better R value, but then we miss having the exposed beams here. All right, this has been a big journey here with the cabin so far. You know, lately I've just been clearing out snow. I haven't even been able to work on it, and we've been going through the permitting process, trying to get the permits from the county, and there keeps on being new obstacles that we have to get through, and that they're not telling us about beforehand, which would have been nice to know up front. For example, they said, yeah, we need a building permit. And so they gave us the estimate. I think it's going to be like $1,000 or something. Well, okay, so now we get into it. Oh, well, you need a site plan first. That's $32. Okay, no problem. But that takes another week, you know, to get through, not getting good communication, trying to go in and go into the office, actually talk to the people, and they're not there still. And, you know, then today I also found out that we have to have an elevation survey to make sure we're not, because we are in the floodplain. We know we're in the floodplain, but we know we're above the 100-year flood, the high water mark. And we know that because the neighbors have a basement, half basement, and our house is basically a little higher than theirs. but the county is now requiring us, but they didn't tell us they were going to require us to do that. So that's another $1,000. And now it looks like we may have to do spray foam insulation. It's faster, but it's really expensive. We're getting for about $1 a foot per inch. So it really could be about $10,000 when we get all done, or more. Yeah, I was hoping to do just regular fiberglass insulation in here, do it myself. And it may be worth it for us to fur out the walls a little bit and do that. We're not going to have the exposed beams like I'd really like, but we would save, for potentially, $7,000 by doing that. And plus there's some, there's other stuff, we still have to get the electrical permits, get the electrical in. That's another $5,000 or $4,000 just to hook it up. $6,000 to hook up the internet. It's fiber internet, which is awesome. But just really, you try to budget for these things, but they just balloon. Anyhow, what I'm doing now is I'm digging out the edge of the property. I really want to get the edge of the property surveyed so we can put a well in. That's another thing. We have to get the well in before we can get the building permit and before we can do the insulation. But electrical, we understand, is completely separate. So anyhow, those are really frustrating things. If you're looking at restoring an old building, those are things that you have to look out for. I think you could roughly double what you think it's going to cost to finish the project. So I'm standing here in the snow. We want to survey the edge of the property if we get the elevation surveyed at the same time, so that we can get the know where the edge of our property is as well. So I have to dig through waist-high snow. What is that? 2 or 3 feet of snow down here. Try to get a metal detector out here to see if I can find a stake at the corner of our property, so that we can find out if this is for sure, underneath this metal stake that's here, is for sure the corner of our property. I think the thing that makes me feel a little nervous about all this, the thing that's hard about this is that, this isn't a vacation home. A lot of people who live around here are vacationers, and we're not. And our income is not unlimited. My wife is starting up a new job, her own business, which takes money in itself. And so this is the house we're going to live in. This isn't just for fun, and it's actually a modest house for us. And so to have all of those things, and my business too, try to keep that going at the same time as we're working on all these things, makes it a real challenge. And and living with my in-laws in their bonus room isn't something that I want to do. I'm really grateful to them. They've been awesome, but definitely not ideal. So we're just trying to make it work. right now, and I think the winter too makes me feel a little more panicked, you know, trying to keep up with all the snow, keep my family warm. We've been plenty warm where we're staying, but you know, adds an element of suspense. But I think right now I'm gonna take out all my anxiety on drown them in a few laps at the swimming pool.